They are avoiding arrest. Secondly, what we've put on the table is that an alternative shaft was made open where more than 500 illegal miners have been able to exit underground. And we are of the view that these illegal miners are refusing to exit on that particular shaft because they are avoiding arrest. It is possible for them to exit through Margaret because we have seen in the past 2 weeks more than 500 exiting. We have proof to that effect actually on Saturday, if you can see here. We have proof that they are not trapped, because if they were trapped, they would have indicated. This is a note that was coming from underground, and if I can read it, it says, "Sicela ukudla lapha emgodini, food please." If these illegal miners were trapped, they would have indicated in this particular note that they brought up with I think it's the rope that they utilize to bring up food and water. They would have indicated that they were trapped. But be that as it may, we are continuing as directed by the minister with the rescue plan. Yesterday, the rescue experts met. They have indicated that they will be starting with a rescue mission. We know that because of the risk as well, they will be putting a camera down there to assess first. No one can just go down there. They have to assess if it is indeed safe for emergency service to go underground. So in a nutshell, as the SAPS, our operations continue, and we stand static at all these disused and abandoned mining shafts. Our mandate is one, and that is why Operation Valomgoti was established. It's to prevent, combat, and investigate criminality. And we are still of the view that what is happening underground is pure criminality. It's illegal. And anyone who resurfaces, like we have indicated, will be assessed by medical personnel. Will be those that are in good health will be immediately processed, detained. Those that require further medical care will then be transported to local hospitals, as has been the case in the past 2 weeks. Even this week, some of the illegal miners that resurfaced, 2 of them were assessed, taken to hospital. Those that did not require medical care were immediately processed, detained, and appeared in court.
Well, for more on this story, I'm joined in studio by SABC News reporter Kani Mapanga, who was at the court today. Thank you so much for joining us, Kani. So we have described it as a postponement, but just tell us about what happened in court this morning and about what the Society for the Protection of the Constitution is looking to achieve.
Well, sure. Good afternoon to you, Nampu, and to the viewers at home. Essentially, this started on Saturday when the applicants obtained that urgent interim order that provided those measures that essentially provided humanitarian aid to the suspected Zamazamas, or better known as artisanal miners underground. Now, because that was an interim order, the main application stood down until Tuesday, which is today, in order to fully adjudicate the matter so that all parties can make their submissions and the court can consider the application and make a final determination. However, because the respondents had filed their affidavit a bit late, of course that has to be considered by the applicants, and they need to respond to that affidavit because now the application is opposed. Now, because to allow them that time rather to consider that affidavit and respond to it, the matter has now stood down until Thursday, where it will proceed in the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria, in that urgent court, where they'll consider the case, and then we can expect the court to make a final determination on the issues that are being raised.
It's quite interesting listening to Athlenda Mathe speaking about the police's position. What do you anticipate those submissions will look like from the police side, the state side?
Well, prior to us getting to the stage where it looks like the position has shifted a bit and there is assistance, and we're now being told that they essentially are not trapped and that there is an exit that has been made, and they are assisting them in getting to resurface those suspected Zamazamas. But what triggered this application in the beginning to start with were the utterances by the minister and the presidency, that is Ms. Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, who stated at the time, you may remember, quote unquote, that they would not be sending help down there and I think she referred to them as criminals that would be that must be persecuted, quote unquote. That was the exact quote.
I remember smoked out.
Smoked out. Those were the exact terms that were used with respect to the suspected Zamazamas. Of course, that particular statement in the frame that it was made, in the setting that it was made, was read as an official government stance towards the suspected Zamazamas that were underground. And it is against that backdrop that the applicants approached the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria, because they believed that the stance was in direct conflict with the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, specifically Chapter 2, which deals with the Bill of Rights. Those are the fundamental human rights that are afforded to all, the right to life, the right to dignity, etc. And they felt that by stating that there would be no aid, no assistance, that you would essentially leave those suspected Zamazamas underground without any of that aid, which could risk their right to life. It is against that backdrop that the application came. Now, with the interim order, we know, of course, it ordered that there could not be any blockade to that mine shaft, and that emergency personnel could make their way down there to assist with humanitarian aid, whether it be water, supply, blankets, healthcare, etc. Of course, we are seeing live on television that those operations are well underway. That, of course, changes the facts of the situation that we are dealing with, and we'll see on Thursday whether it still warrants that kind of an order for the government to follow, or if government is following their constitutional mandate, and then we no longer need to see that order that is in place in the interim to continue post that. So it's very important for the matter to be adjudicated fully, and all those submissions to be made so that you can reach that final determination.
Yeah, all right. We know you'll be watching that closely for us. Thank you so much, my colleague there, Kani Mapanga.